Hello and welcome back to Book Nerd TV. Yes, I know it's been a long time, and yes, some things have changed, and maybe I will address it at some point, or maybe I won't. We'll just see what happens. No pressure on me. But anyway, I just so happened to read a really good book for Pride Month. Coincidence? Absolutely. It was just coincidence. It wasn't a plan. I read a book by Sherronda J. Brown, and it is called Refusing Compulsory Sexuality, a Black Asexual Lens on Our Sex-Obsessed Culture. And I listened to this via, some sort of audiobook platform. And as you may be aware, I have covered at least 2, maybe 3 other books on asexuality on this channel. And I was really happy to run across Sherronda J. Brown's book because it offers a perspective, a Black perspective, or maybe I should say the perspective of an individual Black asexual person on the asexual community in the United States. And I was really grateful for that, actually, because with some of the other books, either it wasn't addressed or sort of just very lightly touched on. And so this really gave a really wonderful perspective from the Black lens, as Sherronda J. Brown says. And if you are interested in sort of getting a peek at this perspective of being Black and asexual in the United States, then I highly recommend you give the book a read, give the book a listen, depending on your platform of choice. It's really funny. What I find often, the experience of people who are not of the majority of the marginalized community can really sort of be edged out, pushed out, and not addressed. That actually I find very interesting because a few of the books that I've read or some of the podcasts that I've listened to recently really introduced me to the spectrum of asexuality, whereas when I first sort of ran across and began looking into kind of researching asexuality, it was kind of sort of maybe this one thing, maybe a very small spectrum of a couple of things. You could be great ace or demi or aromantic, but that was kind of sort of it. And that was maybe the early 2000s-ish. And so now, 20 years later, to see sort of the broadening of the ACE spectrum, as they call it, as it is called now, I do believe, it's interesting. And I think an attempt at inclusivity, but somehow, BIPOC, I don't know if I like that or not, but BIPOC people still manage to get pushed to the side, and sort of the stereotypes about this group of people or that group of people is perpetuated in the marginalized community within a marginalized community within it's the Matryoshka dolls all the way down, or turtles all the way down, depending on what you want. And so I feel that refusing compulsory asexuality is a nice home base, a nice touch point, a nice point of reference for people not within the marginalized community, for people of color within asexuality, just to understand that some of the things that you may think or say to people of color within the asexual community, that you really need, that this may give you a better understanding and maybe cause you to think more about your reaction to people of color in the asexual community. Because as Sherronda Brown states in the book, there are some people who think that Black people can't be asexual because of the historical stereotypes about Black sexuality, right? So, and it's very compulsory. The stereotype is that Black people are hypersexualized, or Black people are, any sort of negative connotation that you can think about, is attached to the sexuality of Black people, and creates this sort of more than human, but also less than human vibe for Black sexuality. And the discussion that Brown has within the book, I find, is informative for people who are outside of the community and who are maybe not aware of just how damaging, marginalizing, and dehumanizing those sort of stereotypes can be and are for the people that the stereotypes are affecting. Anyway, true to form, there went that tangent. So to draw it all back, happy Pride Month. Welcome back to the channel. And hopefully I'll be doing this a little more often. It's never going to be a weekly thing. It's just not, that's not my mission. Okay. It's not my mission, but I am glad that I had the energy and felt the motivation to sort of get on here and talk about Refusing Compulsory Sexuality by Sherronda J. Brown. Check it out. And I'll see you next time.